review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Here on a Friday, off and running after further review, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Musso in for Moscona. Taylor Sharp, Paul O'Neill along for the ride, and happy to have you along for the ride as well. You're just knocking off work, hopping in the car. Thank you for making us a part of your commute home. It's been a great show already, man. Led off, Stephen Milam returning to LSU. We had Terrio on, who was next to Stephen Milam, so we kind of had Stephen Milam on too. Get his thoughts on the return. LSU has really solidified that infield with Milam's return and the addition of Cade Curlin. We spent a lot of time in the first hour and a half of the show talking about all of that. So catch that on demand, AFR on demand, presented by Breck Golf. Talked a little bit of Saints. Now we finally turn our attention to a massive official visitor weekend out at LSU for Lane Kiffin and the LSU football program. This is their biggest official visitor weekend so far in June. First weekend they had 6. Last weekend they had 6. This weekend they will have 8 prospects in for OVs. And it starts with Louisiana native 4-star top 10 running back Trey Martin. Out of Franklin Parish, Winsboro, Louisiana. Number 6 player in the state. Number 11 running back at his position. Per the Rivals industry rankings, Rivals has him as the 10th overall back in the country. A guy who was at one point an Alabama lean. Now, this seems like a battle between LSU and Florida. We referenced earlier in the week, Sam Spiegelman over at Rivals put in some predictions. Trey Martin was one of those, predicted LSU as the destination with 60% confidence. Did mention keep an eye on the Florida Gators, but Trey Martin will now be on campus this weekend. 4-star for the class of 2027. Shea Dixon was with us, obviously, on Tuesday in his weekly spot and talked about a crowded running back room, LSU trending for multiple prospects, 2 top 10 running backs. We'll get to that later. But while that's the case, Trey Martin not really wavered by any of it.
Well, if you do land 2 running backs from out of state, what does it mean for Trey Martin? He's a top 10 running back, but he's here in Louisiana. He visits this weekend, and Matt, everything I've been told is that they had these discussions with him already. They laid out what his kind of role in the team would be, whether you want to say NIL, all of that. Every discussion's been had and will be had again this weekend on his official visit. But it's a matter of, and look, it's so tough to predict year over year what our room will look like, but they anticipate that they want 3 more guys to be in the running back room next year. Do you take 1 high school kid and 2 portal kids? Do you take 2 high school and 1 portal kid? Do you take 3 high school kids? Right now, it seems like they're trending towards wanting to at least take 3 high school prospects that they feel kind of each bring something different to the table.
So the 3 high school prospects there would obviously be Brennan Lacey, who committed over the weekend on his official visit to LSU. That's an out-of-state guy. And then Trey Segura as well, another top 10 running back, 4-star, number 7 running back in the country per the Rivals industry rankings, number 3 player out of Duncan, South Carolina. LSU stockpiling numbers there. But you heard Shea say it, Trey Martin knows. He's a priority for this staff out of Louisiana. And if he wants to pop for LSU, they're going to take the commitment. He's got the spot. His role's been defined, NIL. All of that has been defined. But you are going to see a lot of fluctuation with the running back room at LSU if they ultimately do land Martin and Segura, and you have 3 high school running backs in this class, and then you turn around and every running back that you have on the team for 2026 all has eligibility to return in 2027. So you are looking at a position that is going to be in flux, and there's going to be attrition there, given on how the rest of this plays out. But Trey Martin, he's the headliner. He's on campus this weekend for his official visit to LSU, and one to really keep an eye on especially with Segura, another top 10 running back, trending towards LSU right now. The other big one to really look at is Torrey Pittman. Torrey Pittman is a 4-star safety, one of 2 safeties that will visit LSU this weekend. He is currently committed to Nebraska. He's out of Omaha, number 3 safety in the country, a 4-star per Rivals, top 2 player in the state of Nebraska. A guy that LSU's kind of picked up steam with here a little bit, maybe as of late. Per Shea over at On 3, he camped with LSU a year ago. Jake Olson stayed in contact, and now, even though he's committed to Nebraska, that contact has been strong enough with Jake Olson that he's going to make an official visit to LSU. Look, LSU's been in the flip market a lot here as of late. Torrey Pittman's just the latest. Circle him. Keeping with the safeties, Davion Jones, a 4-star out of North Carolina. He's actually teammates with Josh Dobson, who's the number 1 cornerback in the country, was an LSU target. Now not, but it's a top 10 safety prospect in Davion Jones. He had planned this visit out and is going to stick with that plan as well. So it's another big get for him to have 2 top 10 safeties on campus as well. Corey Raymond will host a cornerback, Texas 4-star Brandon Sherrard, one of his top targets. And Shea has mentioned him on this show. Of course, LSU has 1 cornerback in the boat already in Marquez Davis. Brandon Sherrard really kind of where the attention's turning there, at least for this weekend as he's on campus. And then you look at 3 offensive linemen that Eric Wolford's going to bring in. Kelsey Adams, a 4-star out of Georgia, was on campus for LSU a week ago. He's in Starkville, or at least set to be in Starkville this weekend. LSU is trending there for 4-star Kelsey Adams, but it's not going to stop them. Because remember, LSU, they have not had one offensive lineman pop for them. Albert Simeon, who is one of the top offensive tackles in the country, definitely in Louisiana, the top player. Sam Spiegelman, who we referenced earlier, pegged him to Texas A&M with a 70% confidence rate and had the biggest threat as Notre Dame. Matt's talked about it a lot here on this show, how LSU's building through there. I mean, he believes, they're not spending on high school offensive linemen. And look, their actions show that as well. So maybe if Simeon is going to end up at Texas A&M, again, that's what's being predicted right now, can you land Kelsey Adams or one of these other 3 that you're bringing in? Joshua Sam Appel, he's a 4-star. He will be on campus, uncommitted, top 15 offensive tackle in the country, according to Rivals, 6'9", 340 pounds. Seems to have a really good relationship with Coach Eric Wolford. I'm probably going to butcher this name. Apologies. Kal-El Johnson, another 4-star offensive tackle. He's out of Cincinnati, 6'6", 305 pounds. Rising senior, so kind of a guy that maybe was under the radar a little bit, top 20 offensive tackle prospect. But again, we talked about the conversation we've had here on this show where LSU's looking maybe, okay, we're not going to spend big on high school NIL with offensive linemen. A rising senior like Kal-El Johnson could be that guy, top 20 prospect, good size, all of that. Big push right now from LSU there. I think Shea, we talked about him on Tuesday as well with Shea Dixon. So he'll be on campus. And then probably another name that I'm going to butcher here, so my apologies to the young man. Amaziah Siale. This is the newest offer handed out from Eric Wolford and staff. He's out of California. So he camped at LSU a week ago, per Shea over at On 3, and now will be back here after he landed the offer for an official visit. He's a 3-star, a little bit more of an under-recruited guy. But you look at Saleh, and I mean, look, he's going to fit the mold kind of for an SEC offensive tackle, 6'6", 330. But to show kind of the under-recruited, he's number 66 player at his position, but a guy that they've gotten eyes on and will get eyes on 2 weekends in a row, get in front of his face. I would say that's definitely one to really watch there for LSU. And then lastly, 3-star defensive lineman Jason Johnson out of the state of Texas. He will be on campus. It's a who's who of offers, including the home state, Texas. Obviously, LSU has an offer out for him. So do other SEC programs. So, look, it's a stacked weekend. Their biggest official visitor weekend so far here in the month of June. Eight prospects on campus. I would tell you, really pay attention to Trey Martin. Obviously, Torrey Pittman from their Nebraska committed safety. And, man, keep an eye out for those 3 offensive linemen and Kelsey Adams as well, who is, again, scheduled to be on his official to Mississippi State this weekend after he was in Baton Rouge a week ago, and LSU really seemed to pick up ground there. He is committed, obviously, to Georgia currently right now, but many believe that maybe he's not long potentially for that commitment. So keep an eye on those guys in particular, but it's a stacked weekend. We'll have your recap for you. Obviously, commitments normally pop out of these things. So we'll have a recap for you on Monday, and then Shay will be back on the show with us Tuesday to recap it all and set up the next big official weekend visit in June for the Tigers. All right, we're going to grab a break. We will come back on the other side. It's After Further Review, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar here on a Friday. Musso in for Moscona. We'll grab a break, come back. There's a Saint that is set for a really big year 2 jump. It might not be who you're thinking about. We'll tell you about that next here on AFR.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. They will always find a way to get you the best possible price for the best possible tires on the road. That's what they do at Shawbills. And when they get you in by selling you the best tires, the cheapest price possible, they're going to treat you like family, and they're going to treat you so good you're going to keep coming back year after year after year every time you need anything for your vehicle. Tires rotated, oil changed, check engine light on, brakes squeaking, whatever's wrong with your vehicle, bring it to Shawbills. Let them give it the once-over, and you can always schedule online, so it's convenient. ShawbillsTire.com. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Shop tires online at ShawbillsTire.com. Be sure to ask about the Shawbills credit card as well, because you can save $50 off your first purchase when you use the Shawbills credit card only at Shawbills.
When you're talking about the Saints offseason, most of that conversation revolves around Tyler Shuck going into year 2 as the starting quarterback. His first full season, you saw what he could do as a rookie, and it was really good. Led you to 4 wins, 4-1 record down the stretch. He put up really good numbers, showed off the use of the legs, all of that with a mash unit around him at wide receiver and up front on the offensive line. And your quarterback is your franchise. It makes a lot of sense when you have a guy going into his second year as the starter. You're looking for that jump, and that's where the conversation's going to go. But he's not the only guy. There's another player at a franchise position that had an awesome rookie season that's going into year 2, and you could see a breakout, a jump, an establishment of him at his position that we are not talking nearly enough about, and that is Kelvin Banks Jr. Kelvin Banks, left tackle for the New Orleans Saints, number 9 overall pick, started every game for you there a year ago, and was really, really good. CBS Sports put out a piece picking one under-the-radar breakout candidate for every NFC team. They put Kelvin Banks there. Now, kudos to them for not picking Tyler Shuck, but even under the radar, I don't know if you could really say Kelvin Banks is an under-the-radar player, given the rookie year that he had. Pro Football Focus, Kelvin Banks graded out as the number 27th tackle in football. PFF a year ago in his rookie season. Not among rookies, in the NFL. He was a top 30 tackle his first year. As they note in this CBS piece, he finished ahead of veterans such as Deion Dawkins, Ronnie Stanley, like highly regarded names in the National Football League. When you do this, like when you pare this down just for rookies, Kelvin Banks, for rookie offensive tackles who played a minimum of 20 snaps, or excuse me, a minimum of 20% of his snaps, of the snaps for his team, highest graded rookie. If you want to eliminate snap count, like snap restrictions, he graded out second. 73.5 was the grade for Kelvin Banks a year ago. And man, it was balanced out. It wasn't just that he was awesome in run blocking. Wasn't just that he was awesome, in pass blocking. He graded out near or at the top in all of it. When you look at the rookies, an offensive tackle, minimum 20% of the snaps, Kelvin Banks, run block grade was number 2 in the entire NFL among rookies, 76.1. His pass block grade was number 5. And then, as we said, overall, he graded as the top guy. And that is so refreshing because the New Orleans Saints, it's been a struggle at left tackle before Kelvin Banks. You draft Trevor Penning, put him over there. That doesn't work. You move him over to right tackle when you draft Tali Fuanga, put him at left tackle. He was good, but it wasn't necessarily what you were hoping for at the highest level. You move him over to right tackle. Then you ultimately move Trevor Penning to guard. You send him packing at the trade deadline. You draft Kelvin Banks. He does what he does for you in year 1. And now you go into year 2. And there's a lot of reasons to be excited about him in year 2. He met with the media back on June 4th. And one of these things is this is Kelvin Banks' first full NFL offseason. And he talked about how big that's been for him and his development going into year 2.
Yeah, it's been great, especially because I can fully focus on football and, like they say, not running 40s and not doing all these cone drills and stuff like that. It's been good, especially getting a full off season, getting to do a full workout, training regimen, and stay on it consistently. It's been real good, especially making sure I get my body back right as well.
Yeah, you're not training for the 40 anymore. You're not doing track workouts, right? Cone drills, none of that. You've got your spot. You performed great. You have a full NFL offseason, your first one to, as he said, get the body right and be ready to go. The other thing that I really like for Kelvin Banks is what the Saints did at left guard. It was a revolving door. In his rookie year, he played next to a revolving door. We just talked about Trevor Penning. You kicked him down to guard, and then you sent him packing at the trade deadline. You went out, you brought in a veteran like David Edwards, who, he's getting up there in age. That's fine. But that's a leader who carries all the intangibles. When we've heard Kellen Moore rave about David Edwards and what he brings in the communication level. He's a quarterback out there calling things out. Just go watch the tape at Buffalo, right? That's what Kellen Moore said. So we know that. You bring in that veteran to play next to Kelvin Banks, and it's something that he highlighted, his comfortability playing next to Edwards so far, even just in OTAs when there's no contact.
It's been great, man. He's a great communicator, so he communicates a lot throughout the plays and even during plays, after play. He's always communicating. So it's been a real easy process being able to plug him in at left guard, and we just gelled like that.
For all the talk about the help that the Saints got Tyler Shuck, that's a massive help. They just got what is hopefully their franchise left tackle in Kelvin Banks. Because you just heard him talk about the communication, all that David Edwards is. The other thing is he's durable. He's been very durable in his career. So hopefully you can get a couple full seasons out of Banks and Edwards playing next to each other, and you have a very formidable left side of your offensive line. But that's also just a veteran that can bring Kelvin Banks along, take him under his wing, and really teach him the ways of the NFL. You have to love that. And lastly, Banks talked about just his overall comfort level with the offensive line unit that they've brought in now going into year 2.
The comfortability with the O-line, I feel like it's always been a steady pace. I mean, since coming in as a rookie, the first day here, guys make it easier for you to kind of come into a brotherhood and come into a situation where you know you're going to work hard, but also, you know, everybody's going to all have fun and, you know, be a tight group. So it's definitely a comfortable situation to be in for sure.
Kelvin Banks, New Orleans Saints. They've wrapped up OTAs. They will turn their attention now to mandatory minicamp that gets underway on Tuesday of next week. Could be a really big year for the Saints offense. Kelvin Banks, he's franchise player too. He's part of that. Looking for a big year too out of the former 9th overall pick. All right, we're going to grab a break. We will come back on the other side. We still have a lot to get to. There's a couple other baseball things I wanted to touch on. We got NBA Finals game number 5, Stanley Cup, all of those things. Our guy Paul has been locked in to the Cup Finals. Like, he has been going home and grinding Cup Finals, so we might even get to a little bit of that as well. We'll do an Ask Us or something like that to wrap up the segment. So if you have questions, get them into the Value Ford YouTube chat. You can tweet them, or excuse me, just the YouTube chat. You can tweet them at me at Musso Matthew. You can send them into the text line 225. 499-1045. Just the number you would call for the station. If you have any questions, we'll kick those around to close out the show as well. Hour 3 continues next on AFR.
Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Weekend is here. Always a great opportunity to get by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. 76 locations from Lake Charles to Orange Beach. So pretty much anywhere you're listening to me, if you're heading on I-10 somewhere this weekend, you're going to pass a Rouse's. So pop on in and see them. Maybe you got a beach day coming up, a beach trip. Maybe it's a pool day with family and friends hanging out. Rouse's has everything you need. Want some steaks, chicken, some fish to throw on the grill? Rouse's has you covered. Chips and dips for little appetizers? Rouse's has you covered. Something cold to drink, maybe an adult beverage or water, whatever it may be? Rouse's, all the selection you could want. Rouse's.com for that weekly ad, or check out the Facebook page over at Rouse's. Been serving Louisiana for 100 years, locally owned and operated. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Have a great weekend from Rouse's. This feels like home.
All right, hour number 3 rolls on here on a Friday. We send you into your weekend on AFR. Musso in for Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Game number 5, NBA Finals. That is Saturday night. And, man, this has been an entertaining series. It has not disappointed. You know, it's odd to say that about a series. It's 3-1. I mean, the Knicks are one game away from they could close this thing out in San Antonio. I actually think they do close this thing out in San Antonio. But when you look at the 4 games that we've seen, they've all come down to the final minute. I mean, and then just you've had comebacks in the fourth quarter by the Knicks the first 2 nights, coming down to the final minute. Obviously, the largest comeback in finals history in game number 4, with the punctuated by the tip-in by OG Anunoby. Just fantastic theater, and all on the backdrop of the largest media market in New York, which hasn't seen a finals game since the mid-'90s and haven't seen their team win the NBA Finals since the '70s. It has been remarkable, and I think all that's probably playing out in the ratings as well. But you've got star power with Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, how clutch he's been throughout this series. It's been really, really good. And I think game 5, why wouldn't it live up to the hype? I just look at this and I go, man, if you're the San Antonio Spurs, You just had your heart ripped out. Like, think about how this series has gone. You come in, you are the favorite. Many believe the favorite to win this deal. You have Victor Wembanyama. He's playing at an MVP level. And you get the first 2 games at home. You lose the first 2 games, both times comeback fashion. So you forfeit home court. You have to go to New York. Everything against you. Building is jumping. The Garden is jumping for both of those games. You go out, play really your most complete game in game number 3, silence it, win, get a 29-point lead in game 4, again on the road. You have a chance to steal home court back. You blow that lead. Now you have to go back home. Taylor, you tell me if you disagree with me here, but man, I don't know how you get off the mat if you're the Spurs, especially considering you've already lost the first 2 games of this series at home. Like, it's not like they can really take solace in going back to San Antonio after a gut-wrenching loss because, well, the Knicks beat you there twice and came from behind to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, Moose. And honestly, even if they do get off the mat for Game 5, that's as far as it's going to go. The Knicks are going to win it in 6 if they don't take it on Saturday, which I think they do take it on Saturday. I have watched every dribble of this series, and it's 3-1, and honestly, I still don't think the Knicks have played a good basketball game yet.
That's fair.
I really don't. I mean, they had to come back. They had to storm back in Game 1, wound up winning by 10, actually, which was super impressive. A nail-biter in Game 2. They had shots to win Game 3. The problem is Spurs have all that height and they have all that size, and they drove to the rim, which I really thought they should have done in the second half. Like, the Spurs won Game 3 based on their size.
In Game 4?
Yes. The Spurs won Game 3 based on their size. They got right to the rim. New York just doesn't have the size, and they were very, very passive. Outside of Game 3, Victor Wembanyama has been very, very passive in this series. He's scoring, he's getting to his spots, but you're 7'4" and you're playing like you're 6'4" in this series right now. He's hitting good shots, but you have the height advantage. He hasn't done that. They need to get back to that. I thought they were going to do it in the second half. There was a stat I saw. 8 straight possessions, up 25, the San Antonio Spurs took a 3. Mm-hmm. And I get it. You were hot in the first half. That's what got you that big lead. But you got to be aggressive. You acted like you were the ones down 20 points in that second half. They were 3 for 17 in the second half on three-pointers. When you're up 30 points, I don't know why the hell you're taking 17 threes in the second half. But
there's no reason for that.
I don't think New York's played a good game yet, at least not a complete game. They've been awful every single series to start the first quarter. I mean, they were bad against Cleveland, but I think the experience is showing. I think the Knicks are the Spurs are a little bit ahead of schedule. The Knicks just fight. They find a way. They play good team basketball. Like, there's so many people out there that say you can't win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player. Well, they're about to win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player because they play as a team. I mean, to your point, I think they win on Saturday. Even if they don't, they're closing this thing out in 6. This is not going 7. That was a gut-wrenching loss. I think San Antonio is really young. I think they're youth showing. I don't think they can bounce back from that.
And why can't you win with Jalen Brunson as your best? He's been awesome.
Dude, we talk about this.
The clutch performances that he has turned in, not just in the finals, but throughout the playoffs for the Knicks, he's been awesome.
We talk about this all the time. He's
a winner.
He's a guy that plays at an all-star level in the damn New York market, and nobody talks about this guy. It's probably because he's not flashy. I mean, he's not charismatic during the interviews. He's 6'2". Yeah. I get it. But the guy is a baller, and he really hadn't had a good game up until the second half of Game 4. If he figures that out, that's trouble for the Spurs. But when the game's on the line, whether he's having a good game, a bad game, I want that guy on my team. I want him taking the last shot. Like, he's been unbelievable. He's been the difference in the series.
And he wants to take the last shot.
Absolutely.
And that's huge, too. And he's a winner. This guy won 2 national championships at Villanova. Like, he is a winner. To your point about the Spurs, they feel a little bit like the Oklahoma City Thunder a couple of years ago, don't they?
They're ahead of schedule.
They're ahead of schedule.
They are.
But the Thunder got in. They made a run. They got the experience. And then a season ago, bam, they pop a championship. They're holding the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of things, right? So, I mean, they do feel like that. And the Knicks are the more experienced team. I think selfishly, like I said, I think the Knicks win it Sunday night in 5. But selfishly, I kind of wish it would get to a game 6 just so they can win it in front of their home fans. The scenes in Madison Square Garden have been epic so far this postseason, none bigger than the 2 finals games. For them to be able to close it out in front of the home fans, man, that would that would just be poetic, and an all-time moment. Spike Lee might lose his mind entirely.
He runs onto the court and yells at the referees like he's a coach.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's equal parts endearing and also like, get the hell out of here, man. Go sit down.
I actually don't think it's endearing at all.
Love
your team. Cheer for your team.
Know that you're a fan.
Give the officials hell. Heckle them. Disagree with calls. That's what. Stay off the court. Just because you sit courtside doesn't mean you get to go walk over to the official and be within like earshot and yell at the man. Like no other celebrity courtside gets to do that in New York. I don't understand why Spike Lee gets to do that. And I get it. He's had those seats forever. Like, he is a real Knicks fan. Like, I get it. He's a great New York sports fan. It actually matters. I get that. But no, I don't think it's endearing at all. I think he's annoying.
He's not the biggest guy in the world. I know he's in the front row. There's a chance he still can't see and he has to stand up.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. But
I can make that joke because I'm short.
The Knicks are going to, I think the Knicks are going to close this out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, again, I don't think they've played a good game yet, at least not a complete game.
That's a good point.
And they're just finding ways to win it. If they're within 12 going into the fourth quarter, if you're a Knicks fan, you're like, we're good. We got this. Like, They've just done it time and time again. They did it during Cleveland. They didn't start good in any of those games, and they lost game 1 of that series. And all they did was sweep, or not Cleveland, the series before. Then they go the sweep. Then they sweep Cleveland. Like, you're on a historic run. It's just really incredible.
They didn't lose a postseason game until game 3 of the finals.
They lost one.
Well, they were on the 13-game win streak. They were on a 13-game win streak before game 3 of the finals.
Yeah, but they had played 14.
How many rounds are in this thing?
It's 3, so that would have been 12 coming in and then 13. So that would have been game. They won 13 out of 14 before game 3.
The NBA finals started a month ago. I mean, the NBA playoffs started a month ago. They got to figure out a way to freaking consolidate this, man. You play back-to-back in the regular season. You can freaking do it in the postseason. There's no reason to have a day off in between game 1 and game 2 or game 3 and game 4.
And then their extra day for travel when they switch series. So they're
that's
2
what
off.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with day off travel. Like, fine. But you play back-to-back games in the regular season. You can do it in the postseason. It's dumb.
So here you go. Knicks actually won 4-2 against Atlanta.
They lost 2 games.
They lost 2 games in that series. Then they swept the Sixers, swept the Cavs.
And they swept the Cavs. And then they won the first 2 games. And so they won the 2 on the back end against Atlanta.
They had a shot to sweep this one.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I think many people thought they were going to do that.
Well, I mean, look at the series. They won by 10, but then a 1-point win, a 4-point win, and a 1-point win. And these games have come down to the wire. And I'll take the New York Knicks every single time in that situation.
I think the best thing the NBA has going for it is the parity. Super teams aren't really a thing anymore, which is good. That got old fast. With the Heat and the Celtics and the Warriors. I mean, we've seen the Bucks win it. We've seen the Nuggets win it. We've seen the Thunder win it. You're about to see the Knicks win it. And it's large markets, it's small markets, and I think that's a very good thing, especially because they're going to add 2 more teams, to the NBA coming up. So, I mean, that's they have a great talent dispersion across the league now, and it's showing. And that's the part you're getting new blood, and that's the part that I enjoy, and especially seeing a franchise like the Knicks, their fan base has been tortured, get over the hump here because we all assume that's going to happen. That'll be a really cool scene. That'll be a really, really cool scene.
Never thought I'd find myself pulling for a New York team, but I am, man. I'm a big Brunson fan. This team is scrappy. You and I in our lifetime have never seen the New York Knicks win anything. Like,
True.
I'm pulling for the Knicks, man. I kind of like them.
True. I like their uniforms. I like the home whites, man. The home whites are clean. A buddy of mine was like, they need to bring back the orange ones, and I'm like, I completely forgot those were a thing, and no, they don't. Those were hideous. The all orange Knicks unis were atrocious. the blue.
Day, better coverage for less money. And man, my friends over at Insurance Network of Louisiana are crushing it for Louisianians on their auto insurance right now. Listen, if you have not had anyone shop for your auto insurance lately, you got to call Insurance Network of Louisiana. My goodness. They got some top-rated companies, Geico, Progressive. They're doing awesome work right now. This was an amazing story that I heard. They wrote one last week, saved the client $2,911 annually. They had a high auto rate with State Farm. They smashed it with Geico. They had another one save $1,476 annually with Progressive. They had Allstate and switched. Y'all, I tell you all the time, if you're just auto renewing your insurance, man, you're probably overpaying and you're underinsured. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana help. LAinsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, closing out a Friday edition of AFR, closing out the week here. Musso in for Moscona. Scone back on Wednesday. You boys watching the World Cup? Anybody in here? Taylor, Luke, Paul?
I'm going to be very honest.
We're going to grind some World Cup?
No, probably not watching a second of it, Moose.
The USA plays tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They play Paraguay.
Paraguay. Is it Paraguay or Paraguay?
I don't know.
Paraguay? Luke says Paraguay. I don't know. Paraguay, does it really matter? Is the United States going to win?
Probably. Luke says yeah.
Luke says yes. Okay. Luke, big soccer guy?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
I'm having a watch party tonight for the game.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to a World Cup watch party tomorrow, but if I'm being honest, I'm really just going for the swimming pool and the cold beer. Somebody asked, like, hey, if you want to take a break from the College World Series, one of my buddies is like, we're having some people over. Weather should be good for the pool. I was like, yeah, you had me at pool and beer. I don't really care what's on the TV. That's fine. I'm just going to sit there in the sun. But, yeah, I mean, all right. So, wait, Luke, I got a question. I got another question. Is the United States going to make it to the round? Are they going to make it to the knockout stage?
I think I don't know. We blow it so many times.
I know.
But we are making it out of Group D. I know that.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Because, I mean, I just look at this and I'm like, you have to let the host nations in.
Yeah.
The United States men's team, they've had a lot of problems qualifying for this event in the past.
Yeah.
Like, would they have qualified if they weren't hosting?
No, that's a no.
That's a no.
Yeah.
I didn't think so
That's
either.
a no.
That's a no. Okay, but it doesn't matter. You're in.
We're in. Everyone's healthy. Christian Pulisic is healthy.
Does he still wear number 10?
I would. Yeah, I think so.
All right, then I know who to look for. I know I'll notice one guy on the field when I look up at the TV tomorrow.
Anytime goal scorer, Christian Pulisic is my bet.
Ooh, all right. Locks with Luke. Look at that. We don't have Otter today because Otter doesn't do Fridays. We got locks with Luke. Get us a number on that. What's that coming back at? Anytime goal scorer for Christian Pulisic. We'll give that out. I might tail you on that. I'm not a soccer. I mean, I'm going to go home and watch Ole Miss in North Carolina tonight, play in the College World Series. But which, I mean, here's a question in the chat. Ask us, Ole Miss or UNC? I like Ole Miss. I don't want to say I don't respect the ACC. I do. I just have little respect for the ACC when it comes to baseball. They've had a really rough year, man. Really, really, really rough year. So I'll take Ole Miss in that one. All right, what we got? What's that coming back at?
We got Christian Pulisic first goal of the game plus 600.
Oh, okay.
I thought his odds would be a little better for any time, but he's coming out with plus 240 anytime.
It's not bad. Plus 240. That's good. Locks with Luke. Pulisic goal scoring bets right there. First goal scorer, 6-1. Anytime goal scorer, plus 240. Go USA. Ask us, favorite po' boy.
I like a club, man. Turkey, ham, roast beef.
I do too.
I enjoy that. Shrimp po' boy.
See, I'm going to go catfish po' boy.
Okay.
So here's my beef with po' boys.
Hey.
Too much bread. I find it too bready.
Some are too hard.
Too hard as well. So when I can get something like catfish fillets on it, though, that give me a better ratio meat to bread, I'm in. I like a good catfish po' boy. I'll also tell you, French dip.
Oh, yeah, the roast beef with the au jus.
Love it, man.
Good.
Some Swiss on. Oh,
good.
Man, that is fantastic. Paul, favorite po' boy? Luke, favorite po' boy?
I'm with you. I'm going catfish.
Okay.
If I had to go another one, I'm seafood, so I'm going to go shrimp.
Okay.
I changed the po' boy game.
Oh.
I get fried oyster po' boy, and I get half a dozen char-grilled oysters, and I put those on the sandwich as well.
Okay. Now you're talking. Not a big fried oyster guy. Really, I only eat them char-grilled.
Same. I'm not a big fried. I don't know why.
But char-grilled, I know why. I know why I'm not. I mean, once you get past the fry coating, it tastes like a raw oyster, and I don't like that. I don't like the consistency of it. But char-grilled oysters on a po' boy. Okay. I like that. Ask us corn or flour tortillas. Apparently all we have is food here. Flour tortilla all the way. Although corn's fine too. I don't care. Just give me the tortilla. I'll eat it. I'm more interested in what's in the tortilla.
Flour tortilla for me.
Flour tortilla?
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me corn tortilla.
Okay.
But I'm with you. I'm more interested in what's on the inside.
I want what's inside. Here we go. Talking about tortillas. Tacos or quesadilla?
Quesadilla for me.
Okay.
Tacos.
Quesadilla. Yeah. All right.
I like the grilled tortilla, man.
Hard shell or soft shell taco, Paul?
It's a hard shell.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's a soft shell.
No, it's a hard shell.
A taco is a hard shell taco.
Oh my God. If Jacob Hester's listening, he is fist pumping at you guys right now.
Yeah,
he loves a hard shell taco.
I do too, but I like the soft shell too. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm all
That's
for a
just a
soft
burrito.
shell. No, it's not.
Paul, the
No, it's
ends
not.
are
No,
open.
it's not.
It is not enclosed.
It's not. I was about to say there are
This
differences
guy.
in a burrito.
Musso, what's this guy's deal?
There are differences in a burrito and a taco. The ends being closed, ingredients.
No.
Yes, beans, rice, all of that goes on a burrito. That is different. That is quickly before we get out of here. Favorite sports movie ever?
Cinderella Man.
Oh, what a pull, Taylor. That's a great movie. The Sandlot.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sandlot.
We're going to get out of here, wrapping up in hour number 3, wrapping up Friday edition of AFR. Matt is back on Monday. Be here there as well, 3 p.m. for AFR.